Hey, Jason Rice here. Another lot party quick tip. I'm going to push this out. Obviously, we go live on Facebook and YouTube and stuff. So, wanted to talk about right now. I know there is a ton of
Hey,
talk
Jason Rice
about
here.
going on. Hold on
Another
one
lot party.
second. There we go. Hey, Ray, what's up, buddy? Joe, see you guys on. Please comment in this section. I'd like to, as I'm live, maybe answer some questions, go over some concerns. If it's not live, comment below, either in the Facebook comments, YouTube comments, and share if you'd like. But there's I've been kind of sitting on this tip for a little bit. Was hesitant on sharing it just publicly. I mean, this is stuff that we typically share with our clients and our dealers, but it's obviously a big issue right now with inventory levels and stuff. So, there's 2 or 3 feeds today, or pictures today of dealerships, lots looking pretty empty, and letting people know, hey, we're not closed. We're just running low on inventory. Hopefully, get you some soon. Me personally, I had a transportation issue on a vehicle I was getting, and supposed to be here on Sunday, got moved till Tuesday, which got moved till Wednesday, and almost got moved till Thursday. And so I understand what's happening out there. What's up, Josh? Thanks for being on, man. I know it's good that you're listening to this, Josh, because obviously, again, this is stuff that we talk to our dealerships about. So if you have any experience, so this conversation came up a couple weeks ago with one of our reps. As you know, we do thousands of price changes with in a week with our dealers. I say that because each of our reps handle about 20 to 30 dealerships. Each one of those and do weekly calls with them. Each one of those calls, we're doing at least 20 to 50 price changes in those calls. And so if you do the math, we're doing a few thousand price changes a week with dealerships. And one of the things that keep getting brought up is, man, I got to pay all this money for these cars. And I'm mostly referring to purchase cars. Trades are going to be a little bit different depending on what the trades are. Most of the purchase cars that we're going after is, I paid up for this car. Can I price it up? Or we'll get into the disputes with dealers where we're showing their fresh sale rates slowing down, their pricing's kind of gone up, and we're trying to get them to dial it back down to get that fresh sale rate going. And so, part of the argument is, man, I had to pay a lot of money for this car. It took a while to get it transported. I don't want to give it away, and understandable. But here's the thing. So one of the things I said, well, here's how I would defend that is I would, and any of the systems, Max Digital, Viato, you can go look at your competitive set. So if you buy this car and you're ready to price it, and you go look at the competitive set, and you look at especially the ones that are ranked number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and as far as best deals or best values, if those cars are aged, right? If most of those cars in that competitive set, especially in the top 5, are 60, 90, and 100 days old, and they're really cheap, you can either not price against that and wait till those cars leave the market. I would sort that list of competitive set and look at it by age and see if these fresher ones are coming in at a higher asking price. So my point is, if I buy a run-of-the-mill car, I go to the competitive set, and majority of the competitive set is all fresh inventory. There's nothing old sitting out there, the old that's priced cheap and getting blown out. Well, then that's the current market, right? So now I got to price my car to market average, maybe even a little below, depending on the car itself, the color, the miles, my sale rate, my heavier light in that segment, and things like that. But if I go look at the competitive set and everything within the first 5, 10 best deals out there are running at, let's say, whatever, 20 grand, then you better be priced around 20 grand. Opposite, if you take a car and you go look at the competitive set and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deals are best deals are out there are 60 days old, 90 days old, 120 days old, and they're at 19 grand. Do you need to price it at 19 or can you price it at 20? Well, I would go look at the freshest stuff that's hitting the market. And if they're all around 20 and 21, again, you could just cross your fingers and hope, wait for those old cars to leave, and then the newer market price will be relevant. So, it's hard to explain, but if average retail went from 20 and you priced your car at 100%, and so you're at 20 grand, you don't want to price it at 21, because then you're $1,000 higher. It might cause that car to sit. But if the retail market's gone from 20 to 21 grand, right? You can ask more now than you could a month or two ago, because it used to be 20 grand. Now it's 21 grand. Well, then you can raise your price to 21 grand. So hopefully, as you're paying more at the auction and the lane, the retail market starts catching up. And it should. Most markets have been open for a couple months now, and most markets, dealers are turning more cars than they're carrying, or at least what they're carrying. And so a lot of cars you're competing against should be fresh and should be priced at current market values, which again might be, if you paid $1,000 more to get it, should hopefully be $1,000 more on the retail end, unless you're competing against a bunch of age cars. So if there's a bunch of age cars still out there really cheap, not just the 1 through 5, but a ton of them, then you're just gonna have to price that car cheap, get off of it, and move on and do it again. So again, just because you pay up for a car doesn't necessarily, at the lane, doesn't mean you can charge up for it. On the retail end, I would look at the competitive set. How fresh is it? If the competitive set's fresh, then that's the price point that you're probably going to have to price that car at. If it's old, you can either, meaning that you go to a competitive set, there's a bunch of old cars out there that are priced really cheap. And if this is a couple of them, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that are sitting out there really cheap, that are aged, and the other 15 that are out there are fresh and they're priced up, maybe you wait till those cheap ones pop and leave the market, and the current market becomes relevant then. So really look at the competitive set and the age of that competitive set to help you determine, can you ask up or do you got to drop it? Again, if I go to a competitive set and there's 20, 30 older cars, 50, 60, 90, 120 days old, they're all priced at 18, you're probably just going to have to be priced at 18, because it's going to take a while for 20 to leave the market. So again, all this is going to be due on the type of car, how you bought it. Trades are going to be a little bit different. Trades are usually easier to sell, better gross profit, less likely to age, you got a story behind it. There's things like that allow you to hold out regardless of the competitive set sometimes, some of the features and equipment. So hope this was helpful. If you want a free inventory evaluation, if you want we've got some great MMR marketing trends going on. We can look at 60-day depreciation numbers, so we know if the wholesale market's starting to move, and to know projected numbers. So we'd like to show you those features. If you're interested, check it out, www.lotpop.com. A couple things too. I got some masks if anybody wants some. Got wristbands, black, orange, white ones. I'm going to send some out. Just go to our Lot Pop page, and there's a tab there for hashtag first 30 or wristbands. Click on that, fill it out. Let me know if you want any. Somebody submitted one. They wanted today. They wanted 30 bands and a couple masks. So if you want some, hit me up. I got some to send out. Hope this was helpful. Again, comment, share, let people know, help dealers out. This market's getting tricky. Free inventory evaluation, lotpop.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hope to talk to you next week.